thank y'all for joining us.
About to give us a sermon?
No, I ain't about to give you a sermon. You supposed to greet people. I do it every time when we was on Zoom, so.
Doing all right, Nolan?
Yes, sir, doing good.
Nolan, we were just talking to Kirby about the pass rush and how you don't measure it with just sacks. You guys don't have a ton of them this year. He was talking about how the ball's been coming out quickly. It's the quickest probably they've studied first 7-game stretch. In terms of you guys, what can you guys do better to maybe get home a little quicker? And what is it like? Is there a frustration level that kind of comes with, man, they're getting it out that quick? Because I know that's kind of, what you guys are hungry for. You train hard to be able to get them.
Yes, sir. Well, if they're getting it out quick, that means, they fear our pass rush, and two, they game plan for our pass rush to get it out quick. And I know our DBs, they know we play a lot of man. A lot of teams know that. And I know our DBs do amazing well, and we just got to do a great job getting our hands up. Also doing quicker, more hand fighting, not less bull, less bull snatch, a lot more, side scissors, long two, and things like that, so we can get there quicker. We talk about it every day. They've been getting the ball off, I think, in an average of 2.7 seconds. So 2.7 seconds, that's really fast.
Yeah, Nolan, I guess just following up on that, how do y'all as edge rushers keep yourself from getting frustrated when you're constantly going this way and immediately running out of the perimeter? How do you keep from getting frustrated over the course of the game when that keeps happening?
Well, we just keep working every day. Eventually it's going to be that time when some people are really going to try to take those deep shots and really go downfield, and we're just going to be prepared for when our number's called. We just keep working week in, week out, just trying to affect the quarterback. If we can't sack them, then affect them. If you can't affect them, then we don't need to be out there. So we can't really get frustrated. We just got to keep working. I know that's what me and Bill harp on. We try to get sacks, but if we can't get sacks, then let's affect them. Get our hands up, make them feel like the pocket is really condensed. Feel like we've been breathing on them all night. And I also think that affects a quarterback a little bit more than sacks.
Obviously, it's the next game, but being from Savannah, being that you've made big plays in this game before, what does the Georgia-Florida game mean to you?
Man, it's exciting for me just because it's a game that I always watched all my life. I'm a kid from Savannah, and I used to go to Jacksonville to go to camps with my mom, and I just get really excited to play in that game. And I just feel like, as a kid from Savannah, I just smell the weather. It feels so good. That breeze just feel like I'm at home and I'm playing at home again. So.
Jalen Walker's a guy that hasn't gotten much playing time this year just because of opportunity, but in the brief times that he has been in, we've seen him on the edge, rushing the passer at inside linebacker. Just what kind of potential do you see out of him, and what kind of role do you see him carving out in the future?
Man, I think he can play like that Quay Walker role. Quay Walker came down and played a lot of edge and played a lot of pass rush, and we also seen Tay do it. We got a lot of calls that we have where we have the inside linebacker come down and play the edge, and I think it's a great thing, man. The more tools you can add to yourself and the more you can do, like Coach Smart says, the better player you can be. Like, I know one thing, I try to get better in my coverage every day just to become the complete player.
Nolan, sticking on that thing with young guys, Barry Alexander runs out there on third down a lot for you guys. What's been your kind of thoughts on him and his development and what he brings to you guys from that interior rush?
Man, he's a really good player. I know he looks after JC a lot and tries to take everything he can from JC, and I think he's a great player. He works hard, and, the things that he brings to the front is the speed and quickness. Sometimes we get a lot of those beefy big guys that's two-gapping and eating all those gaps up front. You usually don't get a lot of speed and quickness that you see out of him and Jalen Carter. I think he uses his hands well, and he loves to communicate with me. He's always trying to work and get better and make sure we all on the same page. So just as a young guy, him and actually 13, I commend them, and they've been working really hard.
Nolan, how different is the bye week for the players just as far as what you're able to do outside of football, and do you have any plans at the end of this bye week?
School. Really, school. I got a test Friday, and I'm happy to be able. I didn't know I was gonna have media today. I was planning on ready to go straight home and study for my test on Friday. I got a sequences and series test, so I got to get that done before I can do anything or worry about anything.
I've been going against this Georgia offense and last year's Georgia offense. How can you speak to the differences between the two and kind of the feel of this year's offense?
It's kind of hard just because the backfield that we have this year is a little bit more, I say, dynamic. you know, they got that, as Coach DeRive say, that juice. You know, Kenny gonna hit you with that bop bop and, you know, get on out of there. And then we got Dejan and guys like Kendall that's gonna hard runners that's gonna hit you there. And I think we still got 3 backs. And really last year I only think we had really 2 backs and Kenny was proving himself. But now we got 3 legit backs that can all go, and that's all really good. I say that also, man, our front line, you know, understanding those guys, I rarely see them get protections wrong and really pick things up wrong. So, you know, they're really good up front and they work every day. They're covering down. You see them moving the pile in the game. And that's one thing that get us turned up on the sideline, because as a defensive player, you know, we creating the pile, we jumping on the pile, and I know that's one thing that we hop on all 11 hats to the ball, and they're starting to do that on offense.
Nolan, from your perspective, what has allowed Malachi Starks to come in and have the success he's had, and obviously starting as a freshman career?
Man, hard work works, man. I mean, he worked all the way through spring camp. He was always the first in runs. He never said anything. He just worked. So I say hard work works. And he covered some of the best guys on our team during fall camp. And, you know, he proven himself. And then, man, his first play of the game, he catches the interception. So, and he's been a really good piece for us. Him, Dan, and Chris, all those guys working in the back end, man, they're really smart. He's still learning, and he's still going to be a great player. You know, I'm excited to see him his senior year. You know, him in my spot that I'm in now, man, he's going to be 1,000% better than any of us, really.
As a veteran, as someone who's gone through bye weeks before, and you know, preparing for future opponents is nothing new. How much in the past has the bye week being at this point in the season helped with those November games, given, you know, it's a refresher course on offense, as you guys know you're going to see in the coming weeks?
Man, I think we take it as a step. We take it as a step ahead, and it's really a work week. You know, a lot of people say that, but do they actually mean it? Do they come in and buy into what coach is saying and how many periods you're going to have? And are you looking to just, oh man, I can't wait to practice over? Or are you looking like, okay, this is what Mississippi State does, such and such, and this is what Tennessee does, and going from day to day and being where your feet are, you know? I think last year, one thing that I learned, we took a step ahead on this bye week, and I think hopefully we do it this year.
Got time for 2 more?
No, and a lot of your teammates seem generally excited when Eric Gilbert scored a touchdown. I'm curious what emotions were for you to see that.
Oh man, for me, especially, man, guy from Georgia, you know, I was excited for him to score his touchdown, man. You know, we all wanted him to do the gritty because he came from LSU, but man, I was just excited to see him get out there and get in there, knowing him, what he's been through and all his struggles and stuff, and just being able for him to refocus and get back locked in on something that he loves.
Nolan, so here we are, we're 7 games in, you guys are still undefeated, you're still ranked number 1, you got what's in front of you at this point. How much, if at all, as players, do you guys look around the league? There's other teams that are undefeated, other teams that are still in the hunt per se. How much do you pay attention to the landscape? Is there any time for that at all?
It means nothing, honestly. Every week we go in, we're 0-0, and we have to prove ourselves every week, and now we're going in 1-0. Before we came in during May and March, a lot of people didn't think we were going to be good. A lot of people were sitting here asking questions. Are they going to be having a rebuild year on defense, or why they're going to allow at least over 35 points a game, all types of crazy stuff. So I just say we take it week at 1 week at a time, and we move forward. I tell them we try to go 1-0 every week. And as long as we go 1-0 every week and be where our feet are, especially just being a senior, I tell them, man, it flies by. You know, at one point, this was my team meeting room, and I was sitting in the back of this room. Now that we do media in this room.
Yeah.
So I think it's just crazy that, you know, time flies by, and I tell them 1 week at a time. We ain't got time to look at the landscape, look who playing, all of this and that. If you're not watching film to watch what the opponent's doing, then don't even talk to me.
Thank you, Nolan.
Have a good day.